Picture this situation. You're working from home, you wake up and immediately grab your phone.
Let me show you how to make Starbucks. How can I help you?
After watching too many reels, you realize you're going to be late to get to the front room. You pull on some pants while YouTube plays in the background and skip breakfast, but for a coffee.
But for a coffee? I'm not even sure that's grammar.
But for a coffee.
You're literally just repeating yourself.
But for a black coffee.
Really?
You open your laptop on last night's webpage, close it down and start work. Except you can't focus and notifications steal your attention.
Steal your attention? It's a little bit dramatic.
Again. And again.
I'm fine.
And again.
I don't need to get it.
And again.
Okay, I get the point.
Until the pressure and desire becomes too much. With constant distractions and immediate access to huge amounts of information, we're struggling to find motivation, focus on and maintain some of the more important aspects of daily life. So what can we do to escape the cycle? What can we do to detach? What can we do to detox? Let's discuss. The reason I'm making this video, or one of the main reasons anyway, is because I'm starting to notice the negative effects of overstimulation in myself. I'm finding myself sometimes endlessly scrolling, like I just want one more video or one more reel or one more something. But the problem is, I'm never satisfied. There's no finish line. Like if content and information was food, I'm eating and eating, but I'm always hungry for more. And not in the way that like you have a bit of stomach space left for dessert kind of way. No. Instead, just like the greedy, never-ending kind of way. Then when I have a meeting or I try to have a conversation, I notice that my mind wanders. When I try to work on a task, it's really hard to keep my focus. And my average attention span has changed from like hours to minutes to sometimes seconds. The thing is, the human brain hasn't really changed in tens of thousands of years, but what it has to deal with, what it has to process in the past 50 years is a radical departure from the past. You would see fruit or a rabbit or a potential mate, and you would get a dopamine hit to go and get the things that excite you. What's interesting is we don't get the dopamine hit from getting the thing we want. Instead, we get the dopamine hit to motivate us to go and get the thing that we want. But now that hit is the vibration of a phone or the next reel or how many likes did I get on that post. And by the way, social media is not the only suspect here. Overstimulation extends to junk food, or drugs, or experiences, or shopping. I don't think there's anything wrong with us as a species evolving to better suit a territory, or in our case, technology, but only if that technology works with us and not against us. The issue is we're very much in the infancy of how much the sheer amount of information is altering our brains. And it's kind of scary to think that we just don't know how much we're being affected right now. And we've just got to wait and see. I'm still under relative control when I'm out and about, so if I'm in a restaurant or at a friend's house, in a social situation, I do notice that some people, colleagues, acquaintances, and some of my friends, they actually check their phone every 10 to 15 minutes. I think it's easier to spot in someone else, but then that turns your own spotlight on yourself. The other issue is how negative overstimulation affects other tasks. You could be talking to somebody, and if you don't get instant gratification from that conversation, you'll look for somewhere else where you're going to get it. We kind of become less communicative and less free thinking, and instead become more addicted and controlled. The problem isn't pleasures. The problem is pleasures without prior requirement for pursuit is terrible for us. I really like that quote. It's by Andrew Huberman, Dr. Andrew Huberman. I've popped a video of him along with some other resources down in the comments. You should check those out. You see, because we have access to instant entertainment, or we can have food delivered right to our door, we're using less and less effort. What does this mean? It means that we're becoming less and less motivated. But motivation is in general, and if we come across something that's too difficult or too time consuming or that just doesn't give us the right amount of pleasure or the pleasure fast enough, we just don't want to do it, or we just won't do it. I realize that this video up to this point might be a little bit overwhelming for some people, might be a little bit like, oh, we're screwed kind of thing. But that isn't the case though. What can we do then to help with the effects of overstimulation and to help with overstimulation itself? Some people find multitasking easy, and not only do they find it easy, they really excel at it. Other people, and me included, find it really difficult when my attention is pulled from here to here to here in so many different places. Overstimulation makes it hard to focus on just one task, let alone 5 or 10 or 15. In a way, if you are a bit overstimulated, you don't want to set yourself up to fail. Try and dial back on some of the tasks, the less important ones. Give yourself the best chance to succeed. If you can make it easier, make it easier. So it might be an idea to set up some sort of routine. My routine, for example, I usually wake up naturally around 6 a.m. I'm not trying to wake up early to do more stuff or anything. I just naturally do. I'm a morning person. I splash some cold water on my face, I drink a shot of apple cider vinegar, and exercise, although sometimes I'll do exercise later on, and then I start work. Around lunchtime, I'll eat my first meal because I like to intermittent fast, and I'll also meditate, then I'll continue working to the end of the day, and then I'll spend a few hours doing some YouTube stuff like this, and then I'll chill. And this is pretty much my routine. So whilst I'm working or I'm relaxing or chilling, I get constantly distracted. I do all my work and I deliver what I need to on time and it's the right quality, etc. But still. Outside of work though, I don't tend to get distracted that much. When I exercise, I rarely feel a need to check my phone. Or when I'm filming YouTube stuff, I don't really have the urge to check, which is weird. And I don't know why, but maybe because they're part of the things that are my routine. I mean, work is my routine, but it's a longer chunk, so perhaps that's the difference. A routine can help mitigate decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is the idea that the more and more decisions you make during the day, the worse you get at making decisions during the day. So by minimalizing that, you actually get some focus and some processing power, and maybe a little bit of time back. It's also a good way to structure some of the healthy and well-being things into your life and hopefully just give you a better sense of calm and, well, better health. All of this then adds up to you being in a good place to combat overstimulation. Meditation will help you detach. You sit comfortably, you close your eyes, you focus on your breath, and you just relax. It's a really good way to check in with yourself and there's no notifications in your head. There's just thoughts. Although, you could say that thoughts are the body's internal notifications. So look at it like this. You're a tightrope walker, and every time you get a distraction, the rope that you're stood on starts to wobble. Each time you lack motivation, the rope shakes even more. But you have a secret weapon, and that's the bar that they hold, and the bar they hold, that's meditation. And what does it bring with it? It brings balance. By meditating, you're training your brain to be calmer and more aware, more in touch with yourself, and therefore give yourself the best chance to fight the effects of overstimulation. Disconnecting, this is probably the hardest one. Try stopping or heavily limiting your social media access just for 7 days. Or maybe don't go to a restaurant or order any takeaway for 7 days. Or, if you love Amazon, try to hold off the buy it now button just for 1 week. The reason I say 7 days is because trying to go cold turkey for a whole month is potentially just inviting failure. 1 week will still be hard, but 1 week's way more achievable than 4 weeks. If you try it and you can't make it, hey, celebrate the 2 or the 3 days, say, that you do, and just start to adapt it and maybe try again. Using social media as an example, maybe do 4 days or do the 7 days, but allow yourself a 20-minute window to check things. Or disable non-emergency notifications altogether so they don't even get through to you. I think it's important to experiment, be okay with failure, and just see how you get on. And more importantly, see how you feel. Okay, that's pretty much it right now. Thanks for watching to the end, and I hope you found it interesting. If you do implement or experiment with anything we've discussed, please let me know in the comments how it's going. Also, if you've got any thoughts on this topic, let me know, let other people know. That'd be awesome. Thanks again for taking the time to watch. I hope you have a great day or night, wherever you are. Ciao for now.